Hello there! Just behind me on the wall, I have a display of a ton of named LEGO Star Wars minifigures, one of which is C-3PO. And actually, C-3PO shares segments with R2 and Anakin, so they're kind of featured in this video as well. But LEGO have just given us the piece needed in 2025, specifically a piece that came out January 1st, that we've already looked at on this channel to build the perfect Geonosis C-3PO. And whilst we're here, there are 4 others as well that I'm adding to my collection, and I think I've now got every single LEGO C-3PO. So stay tuned to the end for the entire collection. Perhaps you've seen my old variation of the Geonosis C-3PO, but the clip keeping the neck on with the 1x1 stud with the bar hole in the middle. This clip at the bottom does not come in gold, or at least I don't own one in gold in my collection. But this new element does actually come in exclusively gold, which works really, really well. So we're going to pull this off and dispose of it and bring in the brand new element. Well, this is orange, not gold, and that's because I don't actually own the official LEGO print. But thanks to 3D printing, I've been able to print a piece that works in the exact same way, and this has a stud connection on the end and a clip on the other side, but still takes up so much less space than the other piece. It's basically a combination of the two, but can be used in so many different ways. And this video is not about the piece usage. We just want to see what a Geonosis 3PO would look like. And as you can see, it's a little shorter than it was before. The old Geonosis C-3PO towered over Chewbacca. This is much more like the height of a B-1 battle droid, which is actually not far off Chewbacca's height in general. Still towers over a regular LEGO minifigure. But now that we've got Geonosis 3PO, there's a few improvements I'd like to make to this fig. Specifically 3, and all 3 pieces are here. This is a little backpack I have created. I've gone with this gold grill piece because I couldn't find any in tan, though I'm pretty sure I must own one from one of the many Luke Landspeeders LEGO have released. And by clipping this to the back of our Geonosis C-3PO, this just allows us to equip the blaster, or rather unequip the blaster, I guess, by putting it in the clip of the backpack, and that frees our C-3PO's hands whilst he's on display, and I think still looks pretty good. Now we've got a Geonosis 3PO, but if you can recall back to Attack of the Clones, 3PO's head goes on a droid body and a battle droid head goes on 3PO's body. I think you all know where this is heading, because again in orange, I really need to invest in a gold filament. We have a battle droid head on C-3PO. Now I cannot recall the height difference between these two, or if they're seen anywhere near each other in the show, but it does somewhat make sense that a battle droid on 3PO's body would be shorter than 3PO on a battle droid's body, because the battle droids were just so thin but still so tall. I've managed to do this by hollowing out the neck of an actual LEGO mold B1 battle droid, so I'm afraid I'll be unable to sell this piece for that reason. I simply just don't own the rights. But if you would like to try this at home and are not afraid to destroy an extra battle droid head, simply a bit of blue tack should hold up fine. And I think this just looks so funny. And again, too many figures that LEGO haven't given us in official LEGO sets that you can swap up 2 minifigures for and complete your collection. But I said there were 4 C-3POs at the height of this video, and we've only looked over 2. In fact, I think we can keep them on screen. Over the years, LEGO have given us so many C-3POs, and I've tried to find uses for them. I've created statues out of them using gold heads and hair pieces, and really just mixed up parts. I currently have a LEGO City minifigure as well, dressed up like C-3PO, which is a fun thing to do with spare characters from any LEGO theme. But a while ago, I used a red felt pen or whiteboard pen to colour the eyes of a C-3PO head. The one that comes in the Dark Falcon is just so expensive, so I have added that head to a regular C-3PO. For some reason, I've run out of gold arms. Like I said, a lot of my C-3POs have been used for costumes or statues, and none of them have gold hands. So I don't know what I've done with my gold hands, but I've used yellow hands for the time being until I can find a replacement. And this gives us a Rise of Skywalker accurate 3PO when he's got those Sith eyes, and the rest of him is gold. And speaking of the Dark Falcon, because I don't own the Dark Falcon yet, I've done that to another minifigure, but given him a black arm, which if you are looking for a 3PO with side of the leg printing and arm printing, you could take the Force Awakens polybag and give him one of Black Widow's arms with the printing on. And I think that looks pretty cool. But these are my 4 new 3POs. And for those of you that perhaps haven't already seen, let's take a look at the entire C-3PO collection, because there's a few other customs in there as well. I've had a little look, and out of all 12 C-3POs, you've just seen 4 of them, and only 4 of them are official LEGO minifigures. So this works out pretty well considering I can only fit 4 on screen. First up, we have the default 3PO that everyone probably owns by now. You can get them in so many sets. Still, to date, there are probably a few on shelves. And this has the silver leg, no side of the leg printing, but I do have the updated version with the printed arms, which is nice to be getting printed arms again. C-3PO is a minifigure we've got so many times. It's nice to see printed arms on 3PO and back printing on R2-D2. I'm just waiting for them to put that dual molded leg in a cheaper set. We've also got the Christmas sweater or Christmas jumper version with R2. I only got that last Christmas when we opened the 2022 LEGO Star Wars Advent Calendar, but I'm happy to have both of them in my collection. And I also have the older Christmas 3PO as well with the Santa torso, which I really liked. It wasn't as imaginative as these Christmas sweaters, but it would be fun to see the odd Santa themed minifigure again at some point. Finally, I have the arm printing red arm polybag for the Force Awakens, which I don't think came in any other LEGO set. I think they crammed those sets full of so many named characters that were showing up. They didn't have space for 3PO with his red arm, but you probably didn't even recognize him. Anyway, these are the 4 official LEGO 3PO variants, and on top of the other 4 customs, we have another 4 in my hand. And actually, these are mostly prequel trilogy 3POs, which isn't great to see. We're getting a load of original trilogy variants and fun variants like the Christmas minifigures, but we haven't actually got many ones from the prequels. First up, we do have this prototype 3PO. I have given him a gold head so that you can still recognize that it is him. This is the episode 1 look before he's got any sort of casing on top. And these are just decals on the minifigure. Next up, we have the Attack of the Clones look where he's got the rusted joints, but Padme hasn't quite fitted him with the gold plates before they go off to Geonosis, which I guess with the sandy look could also work for a rust-covered Geonosis look, but 3PO does have the gold plates, I believe, by the time of the first battle of Geonosis. The next minifigure is by far the easiest custom you can make. I've taken the legs off the Force Awakens polybag, which have that side of the leg printing, but are completely gold, and the torso from the C-3PO with the arm printing that you see in pretty much any set to create a complete gold arm printing, leg printing, official LEGO C-3PO from, again, the end of Attack of the Clones, perhaps Revenge of the Sith, before his leg goes silver. Do we get the story behind 3PO's missing leg? And speaking of missing legs, we also have the Empire Strikes Back when he's on Chewbacca's back, or in the LEGO game, perhaps when you've attacked 3PO enough times. And I suppose any one of these minifigures could also split in half to represent the torso and the legs from the Skywalker Saga game, but I really like the missing limb 3PO and had to include it in my collection. I've got so many spare C-3POs, I just couldn't miss out on another variant. So they are all 12 of my C-3POs, and these minifigures are always on display just over my shoulder behind me, so keep an eye out for them in a future video, and let me know what other minifigures you'd like me to see polish off the collection. We've already done Luke Skywalker. Now we have every variant of C-3PO. And if there's one I'm missing, please do let me know down in the comments. And I will come back and eventually update the minifigures. But I'm pretty sure we've got all the C-3POs. Princess Leia is going to be a hard one to fill just because I own like 5 of the million different varieties. And that also goes for Padme, who I think is definitely the end game of my minifigure collection. But if there's any minifigures you'd like to see me tackle first, I think I'm only missing 1 or 2 Landos and a handful of Hans. Let me know down in the comments, as I aim to eventually have a catalogue of near complete Star Wars minifigures. I'm never going to be able to complete it as long as Star Wars are making content, but I aim to get as close as I can. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Drop a like if you would like to see more, and subscribe for more LEGO Star Wars content. And may the bricks be with you always.